Hey YouTube, it's Steven. Quick announcement when it comes to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! All Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans out there probably heard about this. If you haven't, don't be surprised if you haven't. This is fresh, just this week. There's some big news going on with the game mechanics. For now on, in OCG only, you can have two field spell cards in the field simultaneously, and the player going first cannot draw on their first turn. So we're going to go a little bit into this. Again, just to be clear, this is OCG only. Only OCG. Not America. No America. Just Asia. Alright? Not Europe. Not South America. Only Asia. Alright? So this isn't going to affect us. And it actually, I can confidently say on the judge forums, not quoting anyone in particular, but they have not said whether or not they're going to bring this to America yet. So we have no news on when they're going to do it here. All we know is that March 21st, they're going to do it in Japan. So, okay, so if they do bring it here, let's break it down a little bit why they're doing this. Alright, first of all, the field spell cards, I think it's kind of obvious. There's been way too many field spell cards made for the different archetypes, and they're all really good cards now. So people are all playing them, and people playing field spell decks are getting anxious about when to actually activate those. For example, if you have a Necro Valley deck versus a Dark World deck, they're going to not want to play the field spell because they know once they play theirs, the opponent's going to play his. And it really ruins a lot of momentum for the decks. Like Gravekeepers, they really rely on the plus 500 attack, and Dark Worlds really rely on the ability to discard. So this really allows decks to flow better. It's a great idea, I think. It's going to make the game a lot faster, a lot more consistent, and it's going to make your deck a lot more predictable for yourself. So it should be a lot of fun. Now, the drawing rule, there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to like this. I'm not one of those people. I've advocated a long time to have this rule put into place because going first is ridiculous in Yu-Gi-Oh! The joke is basically that if you go first game 1 in a match, then you're going to go first game 3 because you're going to win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3. It's pretty ridiculous. And if anyone tries to argue why it's a bad idea, let me just outline the two main concepts of Yu-Gi-Oh! Advantage. First of all, going first is really good for setting up your field. You can summon as much as you want without fear of Bottomless, Torrential Tribute, or Solemns. You can set your back row without fear of Mystical Space Typhoon, and activate your effects without any fears of anything like Divine Wrath. Only thing you have to be afraid of is Effect Veiler. And same thing with summonings. The only thing you have to be afraid of is Max C. And chances are you're probably going to set a monster, which is your flip effect monster, and you're going to gain a bonus off of that. Now, some people are going to say that, well, going second has its own advantages, you know. They're going to say, well, you go to attack first, isn't that awesome? It's like, well, no, it's not. What are you going to do? You're going to try to summon and just get negated by a Solemn Warning? Or what are you going to do? Attack into my face-down defense monster and flip my Raikou or flip my Morphing Jar? Or you're going to attack into my Mirror Force, a Magic Cylinder? Or you're going to activate your Mystical Space Typhoon to try to clear my field, and I'm just going to chain with, you know, Reckless Greed or my own MST and destroy your already set card? I mean, there's a lot of flaws with going second, and being able to attack first doesn't mean much. I mean, if you are able to summon two monsters out and just so happen to be able to get through the set monster, well, you still have to be afraid of the back row, so your protection cards like Starlight Road, perhaps, or your own Dark Drives, you can't play those, because you have to set them for at least one turn. So what are you going to do? You're going to set a monster and wait? Well, there goes your big advantage of being able to attack first. So really, going first gives you so much advantage, it's ridiculous. And the second concept of Yu-Gi-Oh! To see who's in the lead is card advantage. I've explained this in another video in great detail. Check out the link below. I've said this before. If you want to see who's in the lead, just count the number of cards on the field and in each other's hands. Whoever has the most cards is in the lead. What you need to look at is card advantage. How many cards do you have on the field and in your hand combined versus your opponent? See, I've said that before. Being able to go first and draw a card immediately gives you +1 advantage against your opponent. So immediately you're in the lead. Really tough for the second player to actually gain an advantage and try to win the game. I know that some people who say they have a deck that's great going second, and I always tell them, just imagine how much better it'll be if you go first. And typically they agree after playtesting it a little bit. It really balances a lot. Now, being able to go first and gain that field setup advantage, that's great, but you're not going to have card advantage. Your opponent's going to start with card advantage. And when your opponent starts with card advantage, that's great, but you're not going to start off with field advantage because your opponent's going first, not you. So this is a great mechanic. This is going to be a great change. Will it absolutely fix all the brokenness that's in Yu-Gi-Oh? Maybe yes, maybe no. I know it's going to make it a lot more fun if they bring it to TCG. I know people are going to like it if they bring it over here. I know a lot of people are skeptical of it, but I think it's really good for the game. Frankly, I'd like to see more changes done to balance the game, such as one thing I think would be really cool is allow both players to set all the spells and trap cards they want in the back row from the opening hand before the turn player starts. So if you start off with a Solemn Warning, you can use that during your opponent's first turn. It's nice to see Konami is at least attempting to write the game. They know the card effects are shifting a lot, and I think this is just long overdue, and I think it's great that they're starting to fix a lot of things. They're also introducing a lot of other changes. You might have heard they're going to rewrite again how they're going to word card effects in OCG. We'll see if they bring that to TCG because they just got done doing a lot of reproofing of card effects. So we'll see if they actually bring that here. And they are also bringing in a new game mechanic. It's a Pandemonium summoning. So that's not really confirmed how that's going to work yet. There's some translations from OCG trying to explain it, but with the game being as complicated as it is, and TCG and OCG are already having their own rules, I'm just going to hold off and wait. Alright, so that's just a quick update, and look forward to more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Be sure to check our website, collectorstore.com. Check out our Yu-Gi-Oh! Products. They're all on sale right now. Great prices. And we also do have our custom Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks, which we will be doing a video shortly for those. So you'll see everything we've made so far. And we also hope to do a feature match of our decks against Konami's starter decks. So you get to see whose decks are actually better. Alright guys, have fun, happy dueling, and catch you later.